Hello guys, welcome back. So we are in the middle of the next trade here, which I was commenting on my last video. The last signal for the members on the group was to exit this first trade that went from 7,000 more or less to 10,000, 10,200. Let me go to the 4 hours. So that was the first trade, and it did actually hit resistance exactly at the top here for the trade. If I draw a horizontal line, we can see exactly here we got some resistance. So if you want to be safe, you should have exited the trade or at least sell part or big part of the position, and if you want, you can continue to hold the rest until the moving averages cross bearish on the 4 hours. But the safe thing to do would have been exit this trade. I think I was explaining this exactly in my last video here on YouTube, and then re-enter the next trade only when the price either retraces to the moving average and then you can buy the bounce, or if it doesn't retrace and it just forms a continuation pattern, then you buy the breakout. When the price goes above the previous, the previous exit and starts closing above it, then you enter the next trade. And that's exactly what we've been doing on the group with the members. And now we are in the second trade. So the target is around 12,000. But I wanted to explain this a little bit more because it's getting a little bit risky and overextended according to technical analysis. The target is still 12,000, but if we look at the daily again, we can see that we are about to touch the 50-day moving average here, the red line. Not only that, we're going through a very sticky area here because we created a lot of resistance here on the way down. The price was stuck here for so long. So we've created a lot of resistance here. So it's going to be a pain in the ass to cross this area here. Now we've got the moving average, which is going to be very strong resistance as well, and we're going to hit the top of this channel as well. So that's going to be like triple resistance, and according to technical analysis, we are downtrending, right? We are in a downtrend channel. So far we are not uptrending. This is only a bounce within a downtrend channel, very, very clear. So according to technical analysis, you should not go long during downtrends or bear markets. You should wait for the bounce and short at the top of the bounce because we are downtrending. What happens is cryptocurrencies are so volatile, and especially right now we are going through very, very volatile conditions. It's so volatile that you can still make a lot of money going long in downtrends here. So if you break this rule, you can make a lot more money than if you just wait to go short. So it was okay to go long here because it was we were very, very overextended on the downside. So a big bounce up was expected, but now we're going to hit the top of the channel. And look, we might exit the channel and get overextended in the upside. I still think 12,000 is the target, first of all, because it's a rounded number, and every rounded number has an effect. Like when we go 10,000, 11,000, we find some resistance, even if it's a little bit. And now we're going to hit 12. I think the next one is going to be 12,000. 12,000 is exactly here, which is also strong resistance from this peak. So we can exit this channel for a little bit, but according to technical analysis, we should be getting ready to short. Of course, only if we have confirmations. Of course, only if we see it touches top and it starts to reverse. When you start to see 1 or 2 red candles going down, then you can start shorting. So But this is very tricky as well, because if we go to the weekly, that's why there's a lot of mixed signals. It's very, very difficult to trade these parts of the market. If we go on the weekly, we can see that we are extremely oversold because of this crash. Let me hide everything here. We are really oversold and just crossed bullish on the RSI. We have this bullish candle here and this extra bullish candle here. So, you know, if you look at the weekly, it looks bullish. It looks it's going to bounce. I mean, how far? We don't know. Will it break the all-time highs? Of course not. Like, probably not in the first try at least. But thing is, it's only starting to bounce. So the weekly looks very bullish, at least for the short term, but the daily looks very overextended and overdue for a retracement. So best thing to do here is start thinking about taking profits in this little trade that we have going on here. Start taking profits as soon as it touches the 50-day moving average on the daily chart. Maybe take, if you don't want to take profits, I think the target is 12,000, okay? So if you don't want to take profits before, you can raise your stop loss, you know, as soon as it touches moving average, it's going to be around 11,500, then you raise your stop loss to whatever your entry price was, so that if it reverses, the trade doesn't cost you any money, you know, which is more important. Not losing money is always more important than making money or any other thing. So you protect yourself, you raise your stop loss, and, you know, if you are more risky, you keep the trade open and try to exit from 12,000 to 12,500. Start selling there. And if we see you know, hitting top and reversing down, then we can start getting ready for short positions, which I will be updating then. Of course, it's not going to happen right now. I mean, these are the daily candles. This could, you know, this could happen tomorrow or even in 2 days. But of course, I want to get the video out with some time so people can see it. It's not always the case. Not always I have, because I'm not in the computer 24 hours, so not always I have the chance to share the movement, you know, with a lot of anticipation. But in this case, I mean, it's not going to happen now, but I would be watching for the price when it touches this 50-day moving average and the top of the channel. That's going to be double resistance. And if we have in consideration that that's very, very near 12,000, which is the resistance from this peak and a psychological number, plus we are extremely overbought on the daily chart, I mean, we're going to have like 4-level resistance here. I mean, it's a pullback, it's expected here. So just commenting on that so that you can watch for this. Same goes for Ethereum. Ethereum is extremely overextended at this moment. It's due for a pullback. It might happen, it might not. Look, who knows? If we are breaking, I tried to draw a triangle here, but it's not really I don't see any pattern. I'm trying to find some bullish pattern that Ethereum is breaking out from, because that would explain the RSI overbought, and it could go overbought for a long period of time if we are breaking out of a pattern. But really, I cannot find any pattern here for this to be so overbought and not come down. So since I don't find any pattern here, I'm going to anticipate that the most probable scenario here is that as soon as we hit $1,000, more or less here in this Fibonacci line, as soon as we hit $1,000, this is going to pull back heavily. First of all, this is going to be the 61.8 Fibonacci line. Second of all, it's going to the 50-day moving average is going to be at around the exact same level. Moving averages just crossed bearish not long ago, and the RSI is really, really overbought. So we have 3 or 4 confirmations here that a pullback is overdue for Ethereum. So in the short term, I expect Ethereum to turn back down at the level of 1,000, or at the most 1,100 in the next Fibonacci. And I know this is a big range, but I mean, if we break above this one, maybe we would go to the other one at 78.6, but I give a lot more probability that Ethereum is going to bounce back down at around $1,000. I have been taking profits on Ethereum myself, right above this 50% Fibonacci line. So I have been taking a little bit of profits on my Ethereum position because I was holding quite a lot right now. And my last entry was all the way down there. So I was already in profits, and it's always, it's always smart to sell into the strength, and then you can always buy back in if it retraces, or you can re-enter when it's safe, when we start breaking significant resistances. But I find Ethereum to be extremely overbought and overdue for a retracement very soon. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, I'm going to leave the video here. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.